Hi, welcome to another episode of Bench Talk with Temi. Today we have Buff Stew. I really loved this one. I loved all my bench talks, but this one was really dear to me because Stew's story talks about how vulnerable he was to come into the gym. And if you look at Stu, he does not look like somebody that gives that kind of energy, but actually it's to show that everybody's got a story. So sit back, buckle up, and please tell me what you think. Like, share, and subscribe.
Just remember to hit the mic on. How are you doing?
I'm good, yeah?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Welcome to Bench Talk, people. I've got my mate Stu on the bench today. Right, let's get into it. Okay, Stu.
Yes.
Why did you agree to come on my bench this morning?
I don't really know. I hate things like this. I don't normally do talking in front of people like this. I don't mind in front of groups of people.
Yeah.
But on a video, it scares me.
That's absolutely weird because you can't really see the people that are seeing you. I think that's why I like it, is the anonymity. And also I can just get to post it out there and I don't care what people say, to be honest. But if you can stand in front of people, what's the largest crowd of people you've ever stood in front of?
Probably around about 70, 80 people at work, just doing a briefing in the morning.
Nice. What'd you do?
Civil engineer, project manager.
Nice. Okay, so that means you travel around a lot.
I do. Yes, all over the sort of southeast, southwest, all over.
All right, let's take it to the gym.
Right, go on in.
How did we meet, my love?
We met through personal trainers. We was going through the same PTs, Wilder Fitness, and that was back in sort of 2021, I think, 2022, somewhere like that. The journey started back in lockdown for me. Zoom classes when we couldn't go to the gym.
Interesting.
So my wife, Sarah, as you know, she started and I was like, I need to follow suit with this. I was like looking rather plump and round.
We all were in lockdown. I've got some videos. God.
Yeah, it was barbecues and beers in the garden. And, I was like, no, I need to do something. And Sarah was doing this Zoom classes. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to jump on board with this. So I did. And that's where it all started.
And look at you now, ripped. Like, the camera doesn't do Stu justice. It's absolutely ripped. This is what I want to look like, which is physically impossible for me. But anyway. Okay. Zoom classes. So there's like online classes.
Yes. So there was a lot of fitness. So basically, rather than doing a load of weight training, it was more functional training. So it was all the sort of movement, the exercise, going down to the burpees and the press ups and sit ups, squats.
So you have already been to the little high rocks before this then?
No. No. I don't know if my heart could take that, you know.
So, put your notes in the comments. Do you think Stu can do? I think he can. He looks like all the high rocks I watch. Literally. Like, you've got the physique for it. I'm sure that the problem will probably be the running. Would I be lying?
Running's fine. Running's not a problem. I don't mind running. That's not the issue. Burpees would kill me.
It would kill anyone. Have you seen me on the gym floor? I think I spend half the time on the floor than actually doing the burpee.
It's the eyes popping out the head. It's like trying to catch the breath, yeah?
Okay. Okay, so I guess we all have our stories as to why we started working out. And it's actually interesting to see that you started yours from a position of being in lockdown and being inspired by your wife, which I think it's amazing. Husband, take suit. But I think one of the things I would love to understand is how it then transformed from being in the house to being in a commercial space gym like we're in today. Well, how did that happen?
To be honest with you, a lot of it was I enjoyed doing the workouts, and in the time that I was doing them, I started seeing a few results. And up until 2021, I'd never set foot in a gym. It was like the most scary thing in the world.
That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. No way.
No, never.
Really?
No, up until 2021, and I had to have my hand held as I walked in the gym because it was quite daunting. I was like, I didn't feel confident enough to be in here on my own. So my PT kindly met me in the gym and I walked in here and I just felt inferior at the time. I didn't like my body, and I think that's what spurred me on the most.
That is I feel a little bit emotional after that. Because I would never have thought of you. And that even myself, that I feel I'm actually quite, not so stereotyping. Yeah. And we literally spoke about that just before we got on now. Yeah. I would never have thought that you would have had any problems with confidence coming into the gym.
I think it's weird because of my job and the amount of people that I control and look after on sites and things like that. I'm quite confident in what I'm doing, but because I had such this complex about my own body, and you always look at the gym and you're like, oh, there's these guys in there that are huge. They know what they're doing. I didn't feel like that. So I felt sort of quite minuscule in the grand scheme of things. And I was like, and it was daunting for me to walk into this gym for the first time.
And how did you overcome that?
It was just constant training, sort of coming in here, and self-reassurance, a lot of it. At the end of the day, and I've got a very supportive wife, a great supportive bunch of friends, including yourself. And the PTs were amazing when we'd done everything training wise within the gym. And also we used to train at her house as well, because she used to have a gym in the room at the back of the house. So, and that sort of built my confidence. I started seeing results.
Yeah. And I think, so a couple of things you said. One is the support of PT, the support of your partner, and I completely get that. And another thing is your own internal support of yourself. I want to do this, and the consistency that you put into it, because without that, I doubt that you would have seen the results either, would you?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm very self-critical. That's probably one of my best and worst attributes. Yeah. So I looked at myself, and a lot of it wasn't weight. It wasn't nothing like that. It was looking in the mirror and going, look, do you know what? I'm not happy. Yeah. I was coming up to the 50 mark, and I was like, do you know what? If I don't start doing something now, it's going to be out of control and I'm never going to do anything. I wanted to look good. I wanted to feel fit. I wanted to look strong, and be healthy. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing.
Yeah. I completely accept that. And look, let's touch on it. Let's touch on age, right? So I'm 43, and you just said you were coming up to 50. Are you 50 yet?
I'm 52 in 2 months' time.
He looks bloody amazing at 52. And I think people people don't understand the importance of health and the amount that you need to put in before you hit the latter life,
The midpoint.
Yeah, let's call it that for now, right? Because when we were younger, we used to say they were fucking old.
I'm middle-aged. That's it. Middle-aged.
But I think it's so important to understand what you need to do to get yourself healthy, because what's worse, I look at my mum, and I mention her a lot, and it's not to berate her, but it's just, God, if she had put in half the work that we put, even a quarter of the work that we put in now, she wouldn't be in the position that she's in, just from look, disease will come whether we want it or not sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can help yourself in terms of your physical well-being.
I do think so. I think a lot of it as well is when we get older, we start getting the aches, the pains and things like that. And I think a lot of it is the fact that we don't get up and move around enough. Yeah. I mean, luckily my industry is a lot of walking around. It's a lot of physical work. But as you sort of take that step away from working on the tools and going into sort of the management side of things, you lose that. And I didn't want to lose that. I wanted to stay healthy. So it's just keep active. Yeah. And I'm pushing myself to the limit sort of most of the time, just to be there, to be where I want to be.
Yeah. Okay. I did not see us going down this route. I guess the other question I would have for you is, what would you tell, Stu of 2021, now that you've kind of gotten where you are today? What would you tell that Stu, in terms of, what would you tell that Stu? Let me not overframe it for you.
I don't know. I mean, at the time in 2021, it was a completely different mindset to what I am now. I'm religious with my food. I'm religious with the training, being active. And I think back then it was a new thing. And if I could look back and tell him now and say, there is no reason to be nervous. I mean, the stereotypical gym type of person was what daunted me. It was like, oh my God.
Become one.
And I have now become that person. Do you know what I mean? But do you know what? It's not as scary as you think. I mean, when you come into the gym and you see these people working out, there's a lot of hard work gone into this, and they're the people that are going to help you. Yeah. They're going to praise you because they know how hard it is to get where you are or they are at that time. And I didn't see that. All I thought it was going to be, it was like ridicule and everything because of how I looked. And it's not that. It's completely different.
And I love that you put that how I looked piece, because I think, you know, for my failures or for my successes, I wanted you on here because of how you look, because I wanted people to realize that every single person, regardless of what they look like, how they come across, they had a journey to get there. It was bloody hard work to get there. And also the insecurities you think you have, they probably have it and still have it in some way. And that's what's pushing them to keep, you know, moving on and keep working. And I love what you said to Stu 5 years ago. It's like, you know, you will get there. Don't be afraid. Just go in. It's actually a safe space in it. I found the gym for me a really, really safe space. And I coined that, you know, in terms of the people that you meet and the people that support you and the camaraderie and friendships that I've built here. I think it gets such a bad stereotype or such a bad stigma that actually it's not the case at all. And if I can get every single family member of mine in the gym, I would, because I'm just like, you don't have any idea what you're missing and the eyes that it opens for you. My eyes are still opened every single bloody day.
100%. I mean, since I've been coming here sort of early mornings for the last sort of 18 months, it's 5 days a week. Every morning I sort of in here about 5:30. You get to know a group of people and it's sort of the same faces all the time. These are the committed people that either can't do it after work or they don't want to do it after work, but they're committed. And do you know what? It is, like you say, it's such a family. They're not family, but they are. You've made them your family. And do you know what? They're so supportive. Everyone that I've met has been so supportive throughout my journey.
Same.
So I do think, yeah, if I look back now, I tell myself don't have that fear. As much as it was out of my comfort zone. But now I feel quite comfortable, and it's nice because when there are people coming into the gym that I don't know that maybe look a little bit sort of worried or nervous, you can always go up to them. You can sort of give them a hand, and it doesn't faze me anymore. I want to be there for the other people like people were for me.
Absolutely. All right. And to end it, because I know you need to go, and I'm so cold. You must be cooling down by now. We've said such nice things about this place, but we all have pet peeves about this place. Tell me yours.
It's groups of youngsters standing around machines, talking, playing on their phones, and not doing anything. Why? If you want to do that, go and sit at McDonald's.
I second that annoyance. And last but not the least, I'm asking all my guests right now to tell me one inspirational quote, speech, something that really like inspires you on a day to day. It doesn't have to be gym related. It can be anything.
My favourite saying is probably carpe diem. Seize the day. At the end of the day, we get one crack at the whip. Make the most of it, enjoy it, and live life to the full.
You've been watching Bench Talk. Carpe diem, people. Have a good day. Thank you. Thanks, Steve. I want to be interviewed by more. Give me a holla.